hung around with other bad soil.
When what? Do comedy. When what?
There you go.
When people,
He does this bad. As if you're supposed to,
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything, but just
أكمل الفراغ. Come on.
I don't know. There's a lot of answers for that, Turks. I don't know which one I should give you.
but at the same time,
When people, when people put growth above everything else, when people prioritize growth over
It's all about evolution. It's all about growth.
Wait.
No,
Is Shamsi saying capitalism bad?
Yani, that's
Surprise.
That's me.
what are you talking about? That's always been Shamsi.
Wallah,
Yeah,
I
I'm
never
saying-
noticed.
Shamsi was always against
I
capitalism.
never noticed.
He never talks about it. He never
I
brings it
know,
up.
like he never brings it up at all.
Yeah.
He never hints of it. But you know what's funny?
yeah.
It's always the people with the money saying, "Oh, fuck capitalism."
We live in a society. We live in a society.
Next, you're gonna tell me he likes history.
I mean, that's where we live in. I do like history, actually.
What is your current history fixation, Shamsi?
Fixation currently, I was reading up on the Iran-Iraq war, which was, I don't know,
Which book?
not book, just Wikipedia.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Credible sources.
Yeah, I was like, I have zero information about this. I have a clue why it started, but I have no idea how it actually
Oh,
went.
so you're at level 1 of the subject.
Yeah, like it was a long ass conventional war that happened in the 80s. I don't feel like people talk about it enough in terms of warfare. People,
Yes, you're at level 1 of.
I don't know what warfare people really talk about, but it seems like World War. Yeah. It seems like World War II takes most of the any attention.
I want to break it down for the listeners for history.
The Avengers of Wars, but yeah.
For history buffs.
Yes.
Oh wow!
Well, but hold on.
It had all the main characters of the
Yeah,
world.
exactly.
No,
Okay.
but the reason like you hear World War II more than anything else is because there was someone trying to take over the world.
I mean, sure, but that's not the first time somebody tried to take over the world, is it?
Yeah.
There was this guy called Alexander.
There
He was pretty good.
He was great.
Actually, I'm on chapter 1 of that as well. I am listening to a podcast called the Hellenic Age podcast, which talks about his conquest and shit. So that's another historical fixation that I can.
Yes, I'm going to break it down for the listeners. Shamsi, just to give you that.
War is interesting.
History.
A lot of things happen in war.
History
Well, you let
idiots.
him finish.
History idiots like me and Shamsi.
Yes.
That is the technical term. History idiots.
Oh, we should cut them idiots.
Thanks.
I'm sorry, idiots.
Thanks.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Thank you for that.
I'm watching the game here, so okay. Go on.
History idiots have 3 phases. Level 1 is like, this is interesting. I will go to Wikipedia and see where my journey goes.
Mm-hmm.
So Shamsi is at level 1 with the Iran-Iraq war.
Yeah.
I'm at level 3, which is like, I'm going to discover as much bullshit about a subject that is humanly possible. And my current fixation is the Roman Empire. Level 1 started with like, what did Julius Caesar do? Why was he so important?
He crossed the river.
He crossed the river, yes. And
Very
then
simple answer.
Thank you.
Do you know why?
Yes, I know why he crossed the river. I'm just trying to understand.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand his level 3.
yeah.
And level 3 is like, did you know Caligula fought a war against the god of the sea and he sent his soldier to stab the ocean and he declared himself that he won?
Yeah.
That's something that's happened.
He also
Easy win.
He
Easy
also,
win.
wait. He also made a horse
Like water.
He also made his horse a
Smooth
senator.
Consul, technically.
Consul, technically, yeah. He gave his horse a position of state.
Nice. Horses deserve that, to be
Yeah,
honest.
the horse did, yeah. So the horse was on the council, and people had to listen to the horse.
What was his main contribution? Was it?
I'm sure that was one of many.
That was quoted. That was quoted.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So where are you now, number 1, in terms of the Roman Empire?
And basically, like, Rome was very interesting. It's like, you can see why the whites were obsessed with it.
It's a big ass subject.
It's a big ass subject, and it's like surprisingly relevant. Like, the roads that they built are still used to dictate actual roads in Western Europe. Like, you can see their impact everywhere.
Bro,
It's
they built London.
Yes, it's called Londinium. They built it.
Yeah, simple as that. Like
It's-
we made your greatest city in the world.
It's
For them.
For them. Exactly. Yes, for them. Yes, for them.
Yeah.
it's such a, I'm going to quote you, Shamsi, but it's such an abstract concept when you really think about it.
This podcast is going
This great civilization or empire left an impact on a lot of the world, and like It's been gone for like over 1,000 years.
And yet,
and yet,
it inspires
a lot of people.
you
And a
know,
lot of fascists, actually.
And we know, sure, that's now, but
A comic, good movie.
there was
A couple of good movies.
There was an argument. There was an argument that was made by an article.
Excuse me. Before you start your argument,
yeah.
how about we start the podcast?
That's fair. This is a good vein of
Forgot about that.
thought to plumb.
Exactly. I was like, yo, it's been 6 minutes. What are we doing?
Watching a game.
I know.
We're talking about ancient empires.
He has to answer any question. Hello. Hello. Even a hypothetical.
We're watching Almeria playing Real Madrid. So if you see us looking at the camera, we're actually watching the game.
Yeah. Nobody gets
Oh,
money.
Valverde, that was amazing. Hey, welcome back to Kabsa. It's your boy Adel. What's poppin'? Episode 171. I got the homie Tux right behind me.
Yo.
I got Shams right next to me.
Yo.
We got listener number one in the building again.
Vini, Vici, Vidi.
Yes, that's exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
I came, I saw, I conquer.
This is all happening in your head, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't exist.
And football season's back,
And football season is finally back.
which is why you're looking
Football
at our
does
faces.
exist.
Yes, I bet it does. I bet it
The
does.
ball is real.
Shout out to our tens and tens of listeners. Shout out to tens and tens of viewers. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate y'all. How you guys doing?
Great.
Anyway, you're saying. Go ahead.
Article.
Article.
So
Rome.
So basically, there's
Idea.
argument basically. this
Controversial
guy
idea.
made. Not very controversial, but so Europe has always tried to emulate Rome. In terms of Rome was the greatest thing that ever happened to us. They brought civilization to us. They created language, a system, government, roads, armies, all of that. So when Rome fell, people were like shit. For a good 200 years, people were like shit.
Yeah, people just kind of tend to gloss over the couple of genocides that happened.
Yes.
I mean, sure, they destroyed civilizations and salted their lands in order for nothing to grow there, like Carthage, which
So they did exactly what they usually do.
The reason it is called salty is because they were so salty, Adel, because this one guy kicked their ass for a good 20 years. Good 20 years, he kicked their ass.
With elephants.
Yes, exactly. With the fucking elephants.
Wow.
Until, the idiots back home called him back because, we're like, خلاص طولت. And he could have kept going on kicking their ass, but they called him back. And they were so literally salty about it that they went with all their armies, destroyed them, and salted the fucking earth
Here's the
for
thing.
nothing to grow there.
Here's the thing. When he came back, they sort of continued for a small while. And every speech, the major senator would say, Carthago delendes, which basically says Carthage must be destroyed.
Yeah.
And like he'd be talking about tax policy, and yes, we will raise taxes, blah blah blah. Okay, خلصنا يلا Carthage must be destroyed. يلا.
let's
نشوفكم
inspire let's inspire that. So basically the argument this guy made, and the reason Europe ended up growing so great was because everybody was trying to create their own version of Rome. Everybody wanted to be the country, like in terms of the Germans and the French and the English and the Italians.
So they used that as inspiration.
So they used that as inspiration, and that's why they never really united again, because everybody was trying to just dominate everybody else and to have his language. And even you see that with the Russians. Like the Russians, what is Moscow? They call it the third Rome. Why is it the third Rome? Because the second is apparently Constantinople, which was conquered. That was the second Rome,
حقنا.
and that's why they had an obsession.
حقنا.
Yeah, and that was why they had such an obsession with Turkey, and they still not they still do, but they had an obsession with Turkey back in the day. Like fuck, we مرة بعيد الأول, so ثاني قريب, so we'll conquer that, and then we'll just say yay حقنا.
We'll just say yeah.
Yeah, and warm waters and shit. يعني.
Yes.
So an abstract concept, as you say, has inspired the growth of the continent that created genocides.
All right.
End of story. Yeah.
I hope everybody's having a good night and tuck yourself in bed.
Me and Shamsi have no friends.
Yeah.
Just light genocide before y'all go to sleep.
This is what eventually history comes to.
How much of history do you think is fabricated?
Fabricated.
Who
No,
is it written by?
No,
Well, I know.
fabricated is
Fabricated is a strong word.
it's not a strong word. It's one way of looking at it. It's how much history do you not know,
Yes,
Exactly.
it's
How
how
much
much history has
history-
been ignored.
or erased or changed.
Changed.
Yeah, changed.
Change is the biggest fucking word in this whole thing. Because hey, if we took 3 small L's, but these L's changed our behavior, you will never hear about these losses. You'll just hear about how we evolved. But everyone knows with evolution, something had to happen to cause evolution. So what was their evolution? Why did they have to evolve? What was the actual goals? Right now, it's like in this day and age, you look at countries, you look at their agendas, and you still can't figure it out. So you mean tell me that all these books about all this history that everybody knew that information was just like information out there? And there had to be some things that were moved a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right.
I will tell you one thing. I always knew that Europe has been salty about the Islamic Golden Age, but only recently I discovered like, they're really salty about it. Like there was apparently like a Islamic state in southern France called Franc-Sinadam, or in Arabic it's called
Great musical artist book. Come
yes. It's apparently it's called Faran Khashiyat.
Remember his solo?
Oh,
Solo's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And like they were just like a bunch of Chads in a castle just like bugging the French for like 100 years. Like بتعدي لا لا عطوا فلوس حقنا. Like and like 100 years like وصلوا like part of the Alps, like part of the Swiss Alps, and like Sicily was like an Arab emirate for like 200 years.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, Sicily still has Arab influences.
Yes.
I know that has Arab influence, but I never knew it was like
One of their kings, King Roger III, I think was
Spoke Arabic.
Spoke Arabic, exactly. And he
And like
Muslims
go to
that
Sicily.
I know, but I never knew that it was taken over for 200 years though.
100 years.
Yeah, Adel, go to Sicily. Like the people there don't look like Italians.
Mm-hmm.
Like black hair, tan skin. Like
Yeah.
interesting, is it not?
It's at the hot sun, hot
بالخير.
Mediterranean sun.
That's what I hear every morning in Sicily.
لا, it's like صباحك الله بالخير.
You gotta get the hand gestures.
Put the baby.
Don't do that.
Yeah, the saltiness comes from just the fact that they looked at it as, you are such a different alien culture to us, but at the same time, we are taking our inheritance from you. You are literally teaching us, everything
Greek,
from, everything from
historical,
Greek to medicine to astronomy, all of philosophy, all of that transmission
arithmetic.
of information, arithmetic happened
حقنا.
because it seeped from usually Al-Andalus at that time, to Europe, through that door. And when they figured out a way around us, they're like, we got this. So the process of domination from the east to the west happened gradually, and there was a lot of reasons for it, but one of them was being able to circumvent us.
Reason 2 was being butthurt for like half a millennia.
And they couldn't work with us. They didn't want to work with us. We didn't work with them.
Exactly, yes.
No,
they wanted to work with us.
It was a
We
balance.
didn't want to do
It was-
work at their own terms.
Yeah, exactly. There was a balance. Bro, at the same time, the mindset of being able to take advantage of things. Look at in different states like Genoa and Venice. You don't know what these guys were up to. Bro, these guys were fucking shit up like left and right. And then you look at them now, that influence is no longer there. صح, بس إنه for us, when you look back, it's something that it still stays in the mindset.
What did Genoa do?
Mercantile empires. فلوس.
Basically
تبغى قماش اعطيك قماش عطني فلوس. تبغى قماش اعطيني كركم.
بس تبني لي حاره عندك وما ادفع تاكسز واسوي اللي ابي وعادي ما تلمسني ما تقرب مني. اذا قربت مني all your ships I will take your ships. I have ships, you don't have ships. Till the British came along and fucked that shit up. But yeah, history's fun.
Yes, the Pope was not a Pope. He wasn't a religious leader. He was a warlord, and I don't care what you say. He was a warlord. He had an army. He was a head of state. He'd fight wars.
كان يحرش.
Yes.
Exactly.
والله كان يحرش.
Yes. يعبي راسه لا شفت هذاك الملك اللي فرنسا والله سب امك.
At some point there was two.
والله لو اني مكانك ما اسكت.
Ladies and gentlemen, those are actually words from history.
Yeah.
Listen, everyone has the documents.
Yeah, you read the stories and the stories are wild, Like they actually exhumed the Pope once to put him on trial. He was عرفت مرة كانوا they were that salty about it. Like طلعوه من قبره حطوه and they brought a whole fucking court and they actually put him on trial and then they buried him.
At one point there were two papacies. There was a Pope and the anti-Pope.
What is an anti-pope?
كل واحد يقول الثاني غلط.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh wow, okay.
واللي فاز صار the Pope. اللي خسر اسمه anti-Pope.
So the Pope.
Yeah, so yeah. Shit's wild.
Shit is fun.
Yeah, shit is fun.
Make it into a video game.
What the history?
Yeah.
The lost history?
The lost history.
About a creed.
Going back to the original question, how much was it manufactured? You can never really know the full story, and what you do have is fragments that are collected through memoirs, through letters, through different court archive stay records, and that's how you could.
Here's the thing: the biggest loss in history is when we have largely oral cultures, like the Native Americans, lots of African cultures that were not writing-based cultures, but they were still rich and they had a lot of value and a lot of things to contribute to humanity as a whole. But when the whites happen, as they do, that shit gets lost. Like there's so much like African history, culture that we simply do not know.
That's why I'm telling you how much you think is fabricated, because there's a huge portion of the world that was ignored.
Bro, the fact that you look at different places like Africa, for example, having French as a lingua franca is crazy. As such a diverse place such as that, that's okay, fine.
What does lingua franca mean?
Basically,
it's the dominant language.
Dominant language.
Oh, okay, say dominant language.
Sure.
But he's smart and fast.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. You need to understand that he uses big words.
They have the word franca and dominant. What was happening? Okay. Anyway. Go on.
His tape only has like one track.
Okay. Right.
You're trying to make him skip between the tracks. He doesn't know how.
So
it doesn't have a search button. Yeah.
No search button.
Yeah.
See, this is why we can't have nice things, guys. This is why.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Okay.
You look at that, and you look at how diverse they are in terms of everything, in terms of religion, in terms of dress, in terms of food, and their own cultures, and that point comes across very clearly. In terms of how much you don't know, how much has been lost, how much has.
Was it me and you were discussing that book about the first Christians who went to Japan?
There's a
That's
novel.
Gotta be interesting.
Yes.
There's a novel that I told you
Yes,
about.
and there was a rebellion, like one peasant farmer, like, yo, I'm Jesus' brother.
No. It was,
No, they were getting killed before they got there.
It was a book. There was a book. I think if this is the right one that I read called Silence. It was a novel, and it talks about this Dutch missionary that plans a mission to Japan 20 years after the last mission went and was never heard of. And then he went there and he found that some of the Japanese peasants were basically, spreading or practicing Christianity in secret. And then he was found out, and he realized that they kept him in secret while they tortured everybody else just to get him to promise to stop, to repent. Japan was closed off for a long time. Yeah.
You know why that happened? Like, I wasn't kidding. There was like a war because Christianity went to Japan and the peasants embraced it. And some guy woke up one night like, yo,
Murder.
I'm Jesus' brother. And he started a cult, and like it was a war with the state. Like thousands and thousands of people died. And like the shogun said, like, nah, we're good. قفل كل شيء خلاص شطبنا ما حد يجي. And that's it for like 200 or 300 years. Yeah.
Wow.
And then you look at what happened with the Chinese and the Indians, and then you realize, that was actually a good idea on the Japanese part.
Yes, opium wars, bad thing.
Yes, go into details about that one because
And
no one knows what happened.
I don't know what happened with Chinese and Indians.
in terms of the British and going to India, basically. So eventually, so we go past we go past the saltiness of us, being smarter and shit.
Yeah.
And they figure out ways to go around us. So Portuguese guy goes around Africa, makes it all the way to the other end. He dies. I think his ship makes it back, and they're like, "Yo, we found this really cool thing." So the British
Really cool thing.
The cool thing is called
Check it
India.
out.
basically, it's called the other side of the world.
He's like, yo, guys, we found brown people, but they're different kind of brown.
Yeah, they got a lot of colors.
Yeah, and they have all the things that we want. They have the spices, they have the golds, they have pearls,
tastes.
they have shit. Whoa, they have actual shit. We don't have. We got wood and cabins and
sheep.
and sheep and rain. So eventually the British basically they get a foothold in India just through going through one of the states. And the growth and it was the
takeover.
The takeover happened because of a company. It's called the British East India Company. And it was a literal corporate venture, and they ended up hiring soldiers just to go there and protect their interests. And the British were vastly outnumbered, but they had guns. So they were able to maneuver their way around the entire continent of India over a good...
The continent of India?
It's a subcontinent.
Okay.
At that time, and it was viewed as its own world.
Yeah.
So they did that in a good, 150 years until the actual British Empire said, okay, you know what? This shit's too big to lose. We need to take over now. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, we have new emperor now. Her name is Victoria. Look at her. Very pretty.
Yes.
And what happened in China was very simple. You know what the British wanted? Tea.
That's it.
China, you know what China has? Tea.
You already got India. Like what?
No.
Nope.
I want all the tea.
I want
Oh,
more
the
tea.
tea, okay.
Yes.
And you know
It was
what?
the war of resources.
And you know what the
That's all it
Chinese
was.
want from the British? Nothing.
Exactly.
But you know what the British have? Opium.
Yep.
No, that's what the Chinese had.
That's what
No,
Chinese
no.
had,
Yeah.
bro.
But that's what Chinese had. But the British could cultivate.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm.
Yes.
That's the difference here. But basically, خذ
Take the tea. Take the opium.
زيادة فوق البيع.
Fair trade.
Fair trade, open borders,
But
capitalism.
but the problem is, opium is bad.
Very bad.
Very, very bad. At one point, 1 in 4 Chinese people were addicted to opium in China at that time.
1 in 4.
Yeah, that was
4.
How far back though?
Like we're talking about
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was opium days.
Yes.
1800s, was it?
Yeah, it's around that.
Yeah.
Yeah, early 1800s.
Back when
basically.
opium was popping.
Back when opium was popping. Back when opium was
There
the
was
shit.
a pun in there, but never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the Boxer Rebellion happened.
So that's when the Chinese were like,
It's over.
yo, fuck y'all. And then everybody was like, yo, no. We get to do whatever the fuck we want. And then you had like, 6, 7 nations basically jump down on China.
Yes,
And
that's the Boxer Rebellion.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of peasants, like you said, you know what? This kung fu is gonna fix everything. These fists are fast as lightning.
Ooh.
In fact, it's a little bit frightening.
Oh my god.
he went the bull. He went the
I
bull.
hate you.
Okay.
I hate you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what came over me.
That's what happens when you have a headset. Number one. That's what happens.
And basically, they started messing up the expats in the region, and like that's when they're like, "Yo, you can't do that." خلاص. And طبوا عليهم. They humiliated them. Apparently, like they basically might as well said, "We're gonna take your shit for free."
And that's basically what they ended up doing. The British ended up taking Hong Kong.
Yes. And then Mao Zedong happened a century or so later.
حقنا. So yeah, so you look at the stories and you look at all of those stories, you get to see them from our end. As much as the Chinese as you know, a cultured civilization that, you know, keeps records and all of that, it's war. You're losing. That's not the priority right here, you know?
You're losing your records.
Yeah. Just to let people know the story. Because at the end of the day, the British or whoever is the winner there is going to tell their own story. And you can't do anything about that because you know what?
You lost.
You lost. Exactly.
You know what? Let's take a break. I wasn't gonna answer, but he called.
Hello.
You know we're recording a podcast entitled.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
You forgot.
You forgot. You just left here a few minutes ago.
No, I assumed انه بترد لو you know.
Yeah, what's
Okay.
up?
Am I on?
Yes,
you
yes,
are.
you are on
the
the
No,
podcast.
we're all huddled around the phone on speaker.
Yes.
Yeah, with our feet up. Yeah.
يعني أنا كنت أبغى أسألك سؤال وبصرف نفسي.
Text me a message, but first off.
No, listen. You're gonna want to hear this.
Oh, okay.
Can we get a car on stage?
You know,
Yo,
technically
I've
you
seen
can
the
do
plan.
anything.
I've seen the stage plan, bro.
Okay, entitled. You know we're recording this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. We're just making sure that.
I hope they allow us to do that.
Well, Middle Beast is listening right now, so I'm
I mean,
sure.
they'll find out.
Yeah, and we know Gamers 8 is listening also, so I guess we'll figure out by the end of this podcast.
Let's go.
I told you, send me everything and we'll discuss with everything.
Let's go.
Also, good luck this week. What's the name on Gamers 8?
Best of luck.
Wish you all the best. We can't wait to see you.
Exactly. We'll
Burn
be
the house
there,
down.
inshallah.
Inshallah.
We also can see the homie
Inshallah.
Jeet, so we'll see both of you there then. And wish you all the best.
Hell yeah.
Can you go away,
got
man?
some Special going on.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait. I don't want to ruin anything, so let's keep everything a secret for now.
يلا مشان.
Yeah, I'll go find your car. Yeah, bye.
هلا والله.
This is the weirdest thing I've heard.
I mean, honestly, it's a good question.
It is so entitled.
Hey, it's classic entitled. You
Yeah.
guys say-
Can we get a car?
Yeah.
What?
Just
Anyway,
one.
I hope everybody enjoyed that history lesson that we just had real quick.
I mean, that was very scattershot, but thank you, number
I
one.
know.
Thank you for
It's all over the world.
Yeah.
I want to listen to some music.
We have
Some
music.
unreleased music.
We
What do
have
you got?
music.
Yeah, NBL sent me some tracks. I think it's fire. So, so I'm just going to put it out there.
fuck yeah. Let's go.
Shout out to NBL. He's going to hate me for this. Anyway, let's go.
Thank you, MBL. Smooth as always.
This boy creates beats like no other, bro.
Shit.
By the way, all this is just him practicing.
Yeah, just okay. Tuesday,
He's telling.
basically.
Ah, that was one. Oh,
Crazy.
another one.
Crazy. Crazy.
Damn,
That's just not what?
Yeah, I got more. I got more.
Let's
I
go.
got more. I got more. I got more. Shout out to NBL.
Okay,
Shout
number
out.
one's got a stank face on. That's nice. We like
Yeah, that was a crazy beat.
Okay.
That's-
Number
that's-
one's first time just
that's-
hearing tracks.
Oh, yeah.
That's just how I look.
Okay.
You know, resting bitch face. I have resting stank face.
All right, let's play another one. Hold up. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, let me lower this so it doesn't blast. There we go.
Okay.
I don't know where he's going with this, but listen.
Ooh.
Dude.
Interesting.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
Got a heart.
The man can flip any sound.
Crazy, bro.
Anything.
This is still unfinished work. But,
This
you know,
is all
guy is-
unfinished.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm stopping it because I don't want it to just keep looping.
One more.
One more? All right, I got one more. By the way, I got a lot.
Yeah, since we're here.
Yeah, I got okay. This one, I think he's gonna release it. Fuck you, NBL. But hey, my bad, bro.
We just want to show you the
10,
good
20
ones here.
seconds. Stahlo.
This is fire.
Matt. يعني.
I think I played that for you.
No.
This is new to me.
That sounds familiar.
Ooh.
Yeah, I heard this one. I heard this one.
okay.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy. Man.
The range on this kid.
Yeah, man.
Let's the people here, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Nabil on Instagram. Go, I know him to drop this for you.
The youngin. The one and only youngin.
Oh man, that's fire, bro.
Thank you, Nabil. Thank
was
you. We
crazy.
appreciate it.
He's amazing. He's amazing.
Shout out to Nabil. Much love.
I'm gonna tell you how many tracks I got more. Oh, I got 6 already. All right, I can't do that to him.
لا خلاص
Fresh?
يعني 50% يعني we took 50%.
Yes. He's gonna be angry at me. Shout out to NBL, his great music.
Once again.
Once again.
Much love.
يستاهل.
Oh, he says fucking amazing, bro. Like, the
Amen.
shit that he does is ridiculous, man. I haven't heard anything from you for a minute, so I gotta
Yeah, thank you.
I gotta update the people.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for the update.
That's what it's for. I look forward to that phone call, NBL. Anyways, what's happening in the news lately? We don't know, right?
Nothing.
I read something somewhere. I don't know how true it is. It said that PIF is. Where is it? PIF is in talks to purchase 25% of Heathrow Airport.
What? Really?
Yes,
Interesting.
I read it somewhere. I don't know where. And also, if they buy 25%, they're gonna have the biggest stake
In
that
the airport. Damn, okay.
That is huge.
That is really huge.
It's a big ass airport. It's one of the biggest in the world, right?
I don't know about big. It's one of the busiest in the world,
Busiest in the world. Yeah,
It is.
that's what I meant.
if not the busiest. Also,
Yeah. That's an interesting investment.
Yeah.
But that goes, interesting. So there's that follows with an airline strategy that goes in with the whole lease thing, I think. Yeah, that makes sense.
I do not know, but I think this is just. I don't think it has to do with anything of what PIF is trying to do. I think this is just like a regular
A regular
purchase.
investment.
Yeah, like as they usually do.
Okay.
You know, they put the money somewhere. They track it. Ramayan is really good at this, so you can't say anything. Like
Plus, it's being run terribly lately. So yeah,
Heathrow needs help.
Heathrow needs a lot of help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. It
Bro,
does.
did you see the statement that the Emirates put out?
Yeah, when they attacked them a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God, bro. They put
Yeah,
out a
they
statement.
woke up and chose violence.
It was a withering statement.
It was like
Tricks.
what, a month ago?
قطعوهم
Yeah.
تقطيع. Oh my God. I've never seen a corporate statement that was that harsh.
Yeah,
You know?
it's a you problem.
It's
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yo, we are here.
It's
and
a corporate diss track.
Exactly.
That's
No,
what it is.
we are pretty much actually.
this track.
يعني
much.
كبوا العشاء يعني قالوا oh they called us and told us to cancel your flights and like no it's مشكلتكم مو مشكلتنا.
Yeah.
We're staffed up. We're ready. We're good to go. We're
We
ready
are
for all of
literally
this.
ready,
We
and
prepared for this.
Just because
We're
you
here.
don't know how to run your stuff,
Exactly.
doesn't mean that we have to change our stuff. So yeah, we'll just keep doing what we want to do.
The question is, could
What we're supposed to do.
Could
What was-
Emirates sue Heathrow?
Interesting. But would they want to do that? Could Heathrow ban Emirates?
How would they sue?
Well, I spent so much money to prepare myself for the coming summer. For everyone that's about to fly, now you're telling me that
Sue Heathrow. I thought you meant Heathrow sue
Emirates sues Heathrow for their decision because it's costing me money.
What's the decision? To change. To change all the routes and all that.
No, reduce
the
also
number of flights.
Yeah, number of flights per day.
No,
They could if they can prove that they voided their contract and they have damages that they need to be
Exactly.
compensated.
Yeah.
And it was, again, this is not legal man talking, but I assume so. I'm
This is assuming legal man.
assuming legal man.
assuming non-legal man.
Yes.
No, but يعني, as an investment, يعني, that increases the global footprint, let's say, and you're capturing a big pie of one of the biggest or busiest airports in the world. So yeah, I think the money people might have it right.
We'll have to wait and see. I don't know what's gonna happen. Anyway, how was your weekend?
Good.
So you don't want to talk about salsa mango?
Salsa mango was amazing. Turks,
Okay,
what
thank
did you
you.
buy?
One step at a time. Before we get to buying, what
Okay.
was going on?
So Salsa Mango had a exhibition last week
Yes.
in Bauhaus Coffee and Cultural Cafe.
Yes.
And he exhibited new paintings or new stories as well for everybody who missed out. Y'all missed out. Hopefully he'll do it.
No, it's still there.
It's still there?
Yeah, I talked to him today. He's like, if people want to go and see, he has, I think, one section left
Yeah, okay, that's great.
over there.
That'll
Yeah,
be
for people to
awesome.
go see it. So,
So-
make sure you go there and purchase something.
And Salsa Mango has expanded his range. He has become an artist himself.
Yes.
And his work is magnificent. It's magnificent, ladies and gentlemen. I must tell you that I am such a happy man to
The
actually...
shisha giraffe was
Bro,
amazing.
The cows.
Yes.
The artsy cows.
The turtle playing the oud. That was just oof, crazy.
I love how he's like somebody walked up to him and asked him about one of the paintings he had up, which was actually one that I purchased. It was a cow looking at art. And she asked him, "What do you mean by this? Why is there a cow looking at art?" Well, he's like, "Well, it's a cow and it just appreciates art."
Did he say "لا على راسي بطحة يحسس عليها"? I hope he did. Yeah.
This painting is a mirror.
That's what it is. I don't know what you
What do
see.
you think it means?
Exactly.
This is you looking at a CCTV camera of you.
Yeah. And there was what was it? The snail, the academic snail.
Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, the smarty snail. Those lines. Like his
Both of
eyes.
you had the same eyes, bro.
So beady.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So reminiscent. So yeah, shout out to Salsa Mango.
Yeah, shout out Sad, Salsa
Sad.
Mango.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that went there. Shout out to everybody that we saw there.
To us, we went there.
Of course.
Number one didn't go there. You should go number one.
We don't like number
I
one.
should. I don't like me.
We don't take him out with us.
He's a figment of our imagination.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
That's why he doesn't-
Like people
yeah.
shouldn't know they exist, right?
Yes.
I don't exist.
He doesn't
Yeah,
exist.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
You're, abstract concept.
That's why he's just a number.
Like math. You don't exist.
Oh my God.
Like math. What the hell? Where did we go?
I'm a means of understanding the world.
I mean, Turks, can you hold numbers?
It depends.
Can you taste equations?
I don't know where you're going with this, but
No.
okay.
So, yeah.
I okay.
I'm trying to think up of a response, but I don't want to get cancelled because taste an equation that's ripe for exploitation.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
Oof.
I don't know what's happening in our figment of our imagination,
Exactly.
I don't know where we are, but we got to get out of here fast.
Just
Yeah.
because you exist in our mind.
I'm workshopping up a couple of responses. Some of them involve long division, but like I'm thinking, how can I bring that in?
No.
Just
no,
because
no,
we can
no,
hear
no,
you,
we're not
number
going
one.
there. We're
Just
not
because
going there.
everybody
We're
else can hear you doesn't mean you're real. That's where we're at.
Did you know how Archimedes died?
Oh, wow.
Please educate us.
I mean,
What's going on here?
When
Go
the
on.
Romans conquered Syracuse, they came into his chambers and he was like drawing circles. And his last words was like, "Do not disturb my circles." And he died and they disturbed his circles.
Okay.
History.
Sad.
All right.
Sad history.
What's going on here?
I
What
don't
happened?
know. That's called a non sequitur.
All right. We need to plug him back. I think he has low battery.
Yeah.
Just-
How we.
He's overheating.
Exactly.
Beep boop.
This guy doing. Oh my god. Well, anyway,
Error 404.
shout out Salsa Mango as we said before. I don't know where the hell we went after that.
Yeah, well,
We
nowhere
went somewhere.
useful.
Anyway, so
I'm excited to go to the cinema, fellas. I want to go see the new Bullet Train movie. Is it called Bullet Train?
Yeah, it's cool. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
you saw
Watched
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Worth a watch. Definitely. If you like British gangster movies like Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch,
Is it as good?
somewhere around there, yeah.
Those aren't British movies. Those are just
Guy Ritchie movies. Yeah, Guy Ritchie
Okay.
movies. If you like Guy Ritchie movies, you're gonna love
He
Bullet
uses
Train.
British actors in British settings.
He has a very specific style of directing,
Okay.
which is quick cuts and being quotable.
Interestingly,
Yes.
apparently Saudi is the third biggest international market for the movie, which is interesting.
For Bullet Train?
Yeah.
يستاهل
that-
أبو بيت يستاهل.
No, but that goes to show you, like, you know, Saudi's becoming a really huge market in terms of
We've been
getting
discussing this for the last
that
Yeah.
episode, any
saying the same exact.
big movies in terms of international big
Yeah,
releases.
I think we're the reason that Peaky Blinders got like 6 seasons. Or something.
True. Yes. Yeah. We are.
Have you seen this season? I have no idea.
I'm
No,
watching it.
no,
I'm
I haven't
halfway
seen.
through.
I haven't seen any season.
Exactly.
I refuse to on principle.
Why?
I don't want.
It's a good show.
It's
It's
history.
worth watching. Trust me.
It's good acting
It really is.
and, like, you know, production stuff.
Do we have any good questions?
Should we go to questions?
Yeah.
Like I'm waiting to where this is gonna end
Like,
up.
have you
Come on.
watched anything recently, Adel?
No. Oh yes.
There we go.
Okay.
Like, we're sharing now.
All right.
Okay.
I showed you before we started this.
Okay. What
You want
did
to discuss it real quick?
But
Yeah.
he's segueing to it, my guy.
I know.
Act natural.
like, I mean, I don't know.
I didn't want to talk about it, but fine.
I mean, sure. why
Because
not?
I want to say, hey, Middle Beast is going to Qatar, but I remember, okay, I have to segue to that one after that. That's going to be a problem, though.
I mean, sure. You could go whatever you want, my guy.
So there's a documentary that's out. Thanks for asking, Chelsea.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, it's funny that you said that.
Half the hole is dug. Here's the shovel.
Help yourself.
Yeah. So, a little bit deeper, just a little bit.
I actually wanted to skip just go to questions, but it's fine.
Okay.
I was talking to the boys about the Woodstock 99 documentary, right? It's
Yeah.
called Trainwreck. And I would
You can guess
advise-
why it's called Trainwreck.
Yes. See, I would advise everybody to watch it. Disclaimer: there's a lot of nudity in it, so don't watch it with your family. If you're watching alone, be careful. Be careful for yourself. But anyway,
Protect your eyes.
it's not a big of a deal. But anyway, so when Woodstock 99 happened, I was in high school, right? And so we all knew that it was happening.
In the States.
In the States, yes.
Okay.
So I knew, everybody knew it was happening. And then we saw the shit show that it became at the end when they tore everything down.
Were you not excited to go?
No,
Why not?
because it said Woodstock. So automatically in my head, it said white hippies. I was
Okay.
like, I'm good.
Okay, that's the association.
Oh, yeah,
immediately.
automatically.
Oh,
They- they-
association.
That's not a wrong association,
Yeah,
actually.
I was like, I'm good. And
Okay.
thank God I never did. So anyway.
Because?
Because I'm not white.
No, God, because it was a train wreck.
Anyway.
Okay.
So the thing is, since Woodstock finished,
Mm.
to this day, I never understood what the fuck happened.
Okay.
Everyone said it was just a riot, whatever. Like, but we never really know what really happened.
Mm.
And this amazing documentary actually shed the light on everything.
Okay, opened up all the doors.
Yes, on the train wreck that it really was.
When they interviewed, like, you know,
Everybody.
okay, nice.
Like literally everybody. Security, producers, the founders. Like you name them, they talk to them. And it's amazing how, like, what? 20-something years later? And people are still full of shit.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, man. They're still trying to think, like, oh, it was supposed to be peaceful. Just like these frat boys came out of nowhere and they're causing all this problem.
You haven't seen the Fire Island documentaries that are showing footage of Ja Rule, and then on Twitter, Ja Rule is surprising, saying, "Yo, have you seen this documentary? Yo, this
Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah,
what
that was-
happened? I didn't know.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I remember that one.
I didn't know that.
This is
What?
the same thing.
I mean,
They were hiding this from me. I did not know. Ja didn't know.
So
Ja, no.
so what's the name? What was interesting about it is that you really got to see what the hell went wrong and how it was all about profit more than anything else.
I mean, listen, the fact that they resurrected the whole concept, what's the fascination with Woodstock? It's the fact.
Summer of Love, Shamsi.
Yeah, it's the fact that the concert or whatever it was, you know, the festival happened in a summer that was.
Oh, it was the guy who did the Woodstock 69, by the way.
Was it?
Yes.
I thought it was somebody who was riding on that wave.
No, it's the same dude.
But they didn't like do it the same way, did it? Did they?
Well, that's the thing. This was all about profit.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
Expand.
Like somebody was showing
Fuck
us.
the hippies.
Somebody
That's what they did, basically.
Capitalism, here we come.
Somebody was showing us the price list for Woodstock the other day, and the fact was they didn't pay artists that much, and the setup for people to go there wasn't really that set up. You know, people just made it happen.
Yeah, their benchmark is Hendrix.
Yes, that was 69.
That was 69. That was the old
that's
one,
true.
and because
That was in a field,
because-
an open field.
because white hippies, okay, but also because
Hendrix. But okay,
Hendrix was actually the highest paid act on the thing.
Because
Osman
Hendrix.
Yeah,
Osman.
but then again, you go to this one, like he showed us a clip, and it was actually fucking terrifying. to be
That is
honest.
terrifying.
Yeah.
I showed you guys nothing. There was a crazy scene of a Fatboy Slim. You remember Fatboy Slim?
Yes.
And someone brought in a car in the middle of his set.
Okay.
And so they wanted to take the car out. And when they were trying to take the car out, they opened
Okay.
up the back and there was a passed out 15-year-old girl naked. And the guy was just like getting off top of her.
What the
Shit.
hell?
At the middle of Woodstock.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was all about that. It was about the bullshit that was happening where
Wow,
they
Woodstock.
knew
Okay.
and acted like they didn't know. And they kept telling, they kept having press conferences with the fucking mayor, and they kept saying, "Yeah, it's good. It's everything is mayor or governor. I'm not sure, but anyway, like, oh, it's all good. We have everything under control." But the reality of it, they had nothing under control. No one picked up the trash. Trash was everywhere. So people, Wyclef Jean, he did the national anthem on his guitar. He's like, "Feel free to throw your plastics on the stage." And everybody's throwing plastics.
Oh wow.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch to know why it became a shit show.
There was trash and there was white trash.
There's categories.
And there's a difference.
No, like everything. The sanitation department was like everybody had budget cuts because they just wanted to make money.
Bro, the fact that they had to basically carry people over the crowd just to get them out of there is just
Yeah, well, that's what happens every concert. If someone's passing out, you pick them up, you push them forward because security will take them to ambulance back there.
so you can't even move in that crowd.
You can't move in that crowd.
No,
They had
that's
like over 250,000 people.
That's an ocean of people.
Yes, it's called Araf.
What?
It's the Araf concert. Araf concert.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Also, funny thing is about
I hate you all.
it being called Woodstock. Guess where it was held? That also I did not know until I saw the documentary.
What?
It was in a military base.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
What? Why?
It was held because it was the only big place that can handle the whole thing and didn't have to go and build everything out of scratch. Money.
Oh wow.
But I advise everybody to watch it. It's really, really crazy, man. It's really, really crazy.
Netflix, you're getting more people now.
And like when I watched it, like it gave me great flashbacks because I remember where I was when I was watching these things, right?
Mm.
But like I never understood the story. I just remember the how it got all destroyed at the end. I remember that. But I never understood like the things in between.
Was it on TV?
Yeah, there was pay-per-views. There was
Yeah.
everything. MTV was covering it every day.
Okay.
You had to see it.
Yeah, you're talking about Korn, Limp Bizkit.
Exactly.
No, I'm just asking, was it live on TV? Pay-per-view? Well, answers the question.
Yeah.
It was the cream of the crop of angry white boy music. In the era where angry white boy music was king.
Yes.
I mean, it was.
That's the tagline for the documentary, by the way.
Yes. It's a bit long. It's a bit long. They should have workshopped it more, but yeah.
True.
No, but saying, as you mentioned, that's at a time when angry white boys had a semblance of a culture. It was different. They tried to make
Yeah,
something
for a couple of
big.
years they
They
took
tried-
black culture as they
On-
usually do.
They tried to make
On
something big and it
TV,
blew up.
Like there's people who are going around covering Woodstock, right? And they will pull up on like these 6-7 guys doing a circle around a girl saying, "Show me your tits, show me your tits."
Fuck that.
And they're recording all of that.
What?
Yes.
It's fucking insane.
Like, see, again, a lot of people do not remember how toxic the fucking 90s was.
Sounds
and it's
toxic
real
as fuck, yo.
Yeah.
You go from the beginning, from gangster rap all the way to white boy rock. All of that was fucking toxic.
Yeah.
So watching that all over again is like this crazy flashback how, this was normal.
This
Like I
was-
remember that this was normal
This was
back then.
culture.
Yeah.
This was culture. There you
This was
go.
culture.
That was fine. Because when I watched it, I remember, fucking high school. I used to have like my friends, they were like 16, 17, pregnant, walking around school. And that was fine.
It was just.
It wasn't a problem.
Yeah, it was Adi. Everybody was doing it.
Exactly. But now looking back at it, I'm like,
It wasn't Adi
fuck.
though. It was
It
nowhere
was,
near.
it was,
yeah.
it was over there.
Over
Adi.
there,
Yes.
exactly, yeah.
It became the norm.
Yeah. Fuck
Fuck,
that.
man. But yeah, it's called Trainwreck on Netflix. I advise everybody to go watch it. There's 3 episodes. It's great.
It's, what not to do, I guess.
Basically.
Yeah.
About
Yeah.
that car on stage.
Whatever they did there, don't do that shit.
Do you remember how Middle Beast was giving us water everywhere?
Mhm.
Now you understand the value of water once you watch that. That's the thing. Okay, so here's the thing. Concerts here, it's still brand new. people are still getting educated how to go to an event, how to go to a festival. It's still brand new.
The culture is still being taught as well.
Exactly. At the
Yet-
same time, you're going at a time where there's a lot of fuck ups that happened and people learned from it. So, alhamdulillah, you don't get to experience that fuck up, right? We're not even talking about the first day of Middle East. Like, that was already taken care of. They already know what happened. They got a better understanding of what's going on. And now they moved forward. Second day was good. Third day was good. But over there, when there was no free water in a 100-degree weather
Shit. In summer, during summer.
in the summer of New York, right? And each bottle of water in the 90s was for $4.
What?
And this is why, like, when they go to the documentary, they show you, like, this is why they got angry.
Okay.
Like, they were used. And then everybody, like, was tagging everywhere, calling it, what do they call it?
Shit stock.
No, something like that, but like investment, like capital stock or something like that.
Okay.
And basically, you're just trying to take money off of us. That's it. But yeah, I don't want to ruin it anymore, but I advise everybody to go watch it. It's ridiculous.
Thank you. Thank you for that recap, Adel.
Oh, no,
We
no.
appreciate it.
It's,
Thank you for sharing.
all right, someone sent me a message. What was it? Oh,
Rex sent me a message.
Rex sent me a message.
Yeah?
Oh, Rex is in the city. Shout out to the homie Rex. It's been a minute.
Holla at Festugi Turks for me. Holla,
Yeah.
holla Turks. You got to holla.
My guy.
Oh, then we have everybody coming down this week. Oh, this is going to be a wild
be
week for
bro.
Gamers 8,
Yeah.
bro.
This is going to be interesting.
Everybody, don't miss Gamers 8.
It's gonna be
Oh, again,
fun, bro.
the general
If-
tickets sold out. There's
Exactly,
only VIP.
exactly.
Catch up whatever you can catch up on.
Sold out.
Oh, everybody's going to be outside.
Tells you something.
Everybody's going to be outside. Anyway, questions? Before we
Question.
bounce?
Hey,
Just a couple of them, so it wouldn't take long. Some of them we already answered. Gamers 8 this weekend, we already answered that one. Here's a question. Jeed's album.
What's the question? We don't know.
an abstract
You
concept.
know, it's an abstract
Exactly.
concept. Jeed's album is an abstract concept.
Exactly.
It exists within our minds.
Exactly. In our hearts.
Yeah. Nowhere else.
We're going to make that t-shirt.
All right. Here's the question. The Kabsa boys start a sitcom called That's So Adel. What's Adel's catchphrase?
Fuck y'all. Immediately. That's the catchphrase.
It's called it. Whatever. Called it.
What?
Everything.
That's the catchphrase.
just
Called it.
Called it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Called it.
Oh, just called it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. See?
That's a fucking fact.
I suggest bitch you thought.
If I was a betting man, I would have
you
made so much money.
No, but the way it's a sitcom. It's supposed to be fun and light and family like.
It's modern, like it's on HBO.
You know,
It's an HBO sitcom.
Oh, yeah. Then it's going to be my catchphrase. This bitch. That's going to be my catchphrase. If it's a sitcom. Anyway, next one.
Give me.
All right.
darn it. Would you say darn it, Adel?
He always says, gosh darn it.
Oh, is every time I curse, whenever I only curse on the podcast.
Okay. Dang it.
Yes, that's what I say. And I kick a bucket.
Golly gee.
A very expensive bucket. That
All
has
right,
paint.
here's a sauce of mango question. You have a one-way ticket to the sauce of mango universe, where conscious animals do dumb shit and every situation is immersed in pure irony.
Fuck yeah.
Do you get on that plane?
Fuck yeah, bro. I will live there, bro. I will go there. I will take a sabbatical. Okay. The 6 month sabbatical to go and discover myself in this magical
Say
world.
sabbatical again, please.
Sabbatical.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, sabbatical.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
I want to go enjoy that
Definitely.
world.
I would definitely be there.
Yes.
Me out to Madagascar.
Just animals doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Do I get to be an animal?
You are an animal.
I mean,
Technically,
Technically.
yeah, I mean, are we all? But
you are the most dangerous game.
that I agree with. That I agree
You know, he's
with.
such an idiot. If he says, yo, what do you call yourself as an animal? He'll say al animal. He will be
Yeah.
al hayawan.
True.
Yeah, because
The hayawan.
I have an identity as Al Hayawan. Which one? The one.
The hayawan.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Next one.
Mm.
Usage copyrights. Should we enforce international standards or should we make our own?
International. What is international standards?
Disney.
There we go.
حقي.
What do you mean by international
الجرذي
standards?
حقي.
Because you go to different places. have
جرذي
different
جرذي
standards.
جرذي man.
No.
What do you mean no?
Most of the world are basically aligned on what copyright usage is.
Except for China,
Except for China.
There we go.
which is a big exception.
Exactly. There we go.
Copyright is a figment of your imagination in China.
Exactly. We have Chinese copyright, which
Yes,
is different
just
than your
it doesn't
copyright.
exist, just like independent Tibet.
Here's the thing. You cannot compare anything to China because China is on its own is an industry. Like if you make it in there, you're set.
Industries.
Everything. That country can really run its own laws. It has over 1 billion people, bro.
So if China's doing it that way, why don't I follow China's way?
Because the rest of the world is not going to be playing games with you.
But China will.
China can produce everything. So of course you're going to play with China. Because China makes you money even if it's using your stuff.
Yes, you don't like what you do? No iPhone is for you. iPhones قفل المصنع ما في iPhone.
ما في.
Shuf, and on the one hand, yes, we should definitely align with international standards because at the end of the day, and you do want to be playing
Part
in
of the international community.
Yeah, exactly.
We
Playing
are
in the
the world.
playing in the global community, being a responsible citizen in the global community as well. So that's good on that end. Yeah.
Make people feel safe about bringing their business to you.
But
True.
at the same time, yani, international standards are a bit fucked up sometimes. So you need to come up, برضو try to push your vision of how things could be.
Yes,
you know?
there's an example of white man overreaching. There's a famous cafe, I want to say, in Karachi in Pakistan called Sattar Bukhsh.
Munam.
Sattar Bukhsh.
Turks straight ass.
What?
That's his name.
Okay.
His name is Sattar
Yes, that's
Bukhsh.
Okay, like, would you finish?
So far, so good.
Uh-huh.
Starbucks says no. حقنا.
Okay.
Wait, مكتوب ستار بوكس لا حقنا ما ينفع. طب like yo, this is my name. اسمي. قال لا حقنا.
Does he self-identify as a mermaid?
Probably.
Okay, there we go. And that's how
And he
you-
won.
that's the
And he won. Like basically they said لا.
Careful. Yeah, that's his name.
Of course he'll win.
I think what was it? There was an Irish pub.
I'd love to see that that trial, to be honest. It's my name. It's my name.
What is your proof? ID. Birth certificate.
Witness mama.
It's a briefcase.
Witness mama.
طلعوا an ID. Exhibit A.
Oh my
I
god.
think it was in Ireland. I think there was like an Irish place that had a burger called the Big Mac, and the McDonald's went and tried to sue them, and the court ruled with the pub, and it's a regular name. You don't have a trademark on the name. And then Burger King started trolling them. They started releasing sandwiches basically copying McDonald's name. So yeah, overreach is.
Yeah, but if you're copying, well, this is why. What's the name? Did it just say jobs disappear?
Emotions disappear.
Okay, my bad. What is it? Oh, it's a commercial.
yeah,
Okay, thank
yeah,
God.
yeah. That's
I'm like, what's happening
It's
here?
not Black Mirror. Don't worry about it.
I'm like, what's my TV doing? What's the name? Well, this is why you have international standards. So if someone's copying, you can protect your assets.
True.
But on what range? برضو you have مثلا, for example, with Liverpool, the team. You know what
Okay.
they try to do? They try to copyright the name Liverpool.
I know.
Like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah, and they got rejected.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go. But again, of course, it's gonna be. Well, that's why it's standards. There's gonna be guidelines.
People are still going to reach, basically, but you have a controlling mechanism, basically, that protects that.
And for me, and I look at it in terms of, if this is what everybody's doing, then yes, let's join with that. But at the same time, do make sure that your own perspective, let's say, is
Well, that's how.
pronounced.
Well, that's why if you're joining a standard, it means there's already a standard that you're gonna agree to that protects you in the same way it's protecting them.
But honestly, everything falls out of the window when Disney is involved.
That's true.
They're literally changing the laws. Like Mickey Mouse should have entered the public domains like 3 times by now. It's like, no, حقنا. غير القانون. تبي فلوس غير.
you're still making money.
Like it's like at one point I think the statute of limitations for the public domain was like 20 years plus author's death, and they kept pushing it. Actually, funnily enough, Winnie the Pooh is in the public domain now, but a very specific version of Winnie the Pooh, because Disney's Winnie the Pooh is on lock. لا تبغى Winnie the Pooh حقها لا ادفع. بس Winnie the Pooh اسم دبدوب, okay, whatever, fine. And the moment that copyright went into the public domain, a commercial horror movie starring Winnie the made with Winnie the Pooh went live.
That's why. Okay, that was a weird take for Winnie the Pooh, to be honest. But now it makes
كان
sense.
حقكم صار حقنا.
Okay.
Bro, the fact that they had their own city in Florida, like their own actual
Had?
incorporated city.
still have.
Have.
Okay, they changed the legal definition of a city, so they are no longer
Just because of Disney.
yeah, no, for real. Like
Okay.
I was reading an article about this. There was a spot in Florida that was basically a city that was the Disney city. So when
In
basically
Orlando.
somewhere there.
Yeah, I've been to
Florida,
it. Yeah.
Disney World.
So
Yep.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like a legal thing within the state.
Yes, like a gated
Okay.
community. Like,
Okay. So basically
Like Hershey.
زي مدينة الخرج. Okay. مدينة الخرج. Okay. It's like مدينة Disney. But when you pay to Medina Disney, it doesn't go to a city council. It goes to Disney, the company.
Yes,
The company runs everything, basically.
yes.
The second you get to the hotel, they give you Disney dollars.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Yes, you convert your money to Disney dollars.
True.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Dude, there's a Star Wars hotel. Of course, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be raid
You've
Disney
never been
dollars.
to Disney World,
I've
right?
never been to Disney World.
Oh, dude.
It is something that you have to experience.
Am I missing out?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
First off-
Go adult there.
I would like to. I would like to go with,
And
children.
by the
there.
way, it's
Don't go with
Huge.
other children.
Yes.
there.
No, I would go with children there.
Find a
who's
Mrs.
children?
Shamsi,
Who's
and
children?
make little Shamsi
I
links
mean,
and go.
we have nephews.
hey child, would you like to go to Disney World?
Tomorrow I'm gonna see
I
a
have
Facebook ad.
nephews and nieces.
Wanted.
Children wanted to
A
go to Disney World.
Craigslist ad. One Shamsi seeking small children.
I mean, I got cousins and nieces and nephews, right?
Sure you do.
Nephews, yeah.
Sure you do. You have nephews.
Nephews. it's children. They're mixed.
Anyway, next question. All right, okay.
Yeah, go. Sure.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
That's you're excited.
شوف شوط ثاني.
Does art with me?
Does art?
Does art hold more value when artists toil to produce it? Does AI art always come short?
Yeah.
That's
Art,
a
This is
discussion
an
we got
interesting
into.
conversation.
Yes.
AI
Yes.
art is very new and
Hold on. Let's go to the first part. Okay. Is that what you want to talk about?
Both, actually.
All right, let's start with the first one.
I, as listener number one, أعطاك Gorson.
Yes.
I take a lot of effort to try and draw a hand. The hand sucks.
Always.
It is a lot of effort. It is not good art, but it is very much effort went into this, but it's still crap. So the effort does not enrich the final product if the final product is objectively subpar. So no, you can tell when good art is good art and bad art is bad art.
on the
But
other
art is
on the
subjective.
other hand, Shamsi goes to random friend's house and is taught AI art in 30 minutes. And he decides to write
I haven't touched on AI art. I haven't getting to it.
I'm telling you, and Shamsi, puts in a bunch of words and holy shit, he created a literal fucking masterpiece.
Does it mean Shams is an artist?
Creative, maybe.
The word masterpiece here is used very loosely.
I showed you.
No, yeah. But I showed
Bro,
you.
Shit's fucking dope, bro.
He just called you out.
Yeah.
It's like masterpiece is a
The,
stretch.
Look, I'm
the
sorry,
word,
I'm sorry.
no. It's good art, but the word masterpiece
Okay.
It's involved in actual master.
and a piece.
Yes.
Okay.
You have none of those.
Yes.
I have pieces.
Yes. Do you
No.
call yourself a master?
No.
Thank you very much.
Nowhere near.
You have bits.
But you know where those AI art comes from? They're just scrolling the internet. So just like mixing
It's a
it.
collection of
It's a
images
collection of
into
art.
one.
Like literally, if you, I saw this on my timeline today. Like you can see artifacts of actual artist signatures, which is really messed up.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So
Yeah, like imagine like an AI made an art and like fetch. I'm an artist. Like yo, that's my signature. واشتبه هنا.
So we're criticizing AI art for not being original, which is completely
It's not
fair.
original.
Yeah, which
Because
is
it's not
completely fair,
original.
Which is completely fair. But
Yeah.
then again,
But are you an AI artist though?
an AI artist is anybody.
This is what they're gonna call you.
Okay. Here,
They're gonna tag themselves as AI artist, and it's gonna stick, and everyone's gonna look at yo. Are you an AI artist? That's what it's gonna be.
to put it in very simple terms, okay? I make a mean sandwich. Okay. Adel makes a great sandwich. Listen, number one, fantastic sandwich. This robot comes and takes a piece of this, and piece of that, and piece of this, and put it in a box. That's a sandwich sample box. Is that a great sandwich?
Not always, not necessarily.
Did the robot make the sandwich?
That's what- no.
Did the robot make the
This is what he's
sandwich?
saying.
Eh? Did the robot make the sandwich?
Yes.
No,
Is it a sandwich?
No, it didn't.
Is it?
It did actually. It made the sandwich by buying all of y'all sandwiches, and then
It wasn't bought.
It wasn't bought.
what do you mean it wasn't bought?
It's
It's taken.
It's taken. It's not bought.
Because the art that it copies is on the internet.
Exactly. That's where it learned it.
Okay. So
It
where's the
didn't
argument?
teach itself to art.
Okay, so where are we? Okay, keep going, guys. Where are you guys going?
So the question is, will you look at AI as art? I know I might be stepping away from the question, but that's get
I
deep into
don't
it.
look at it as art. I use it. I see it as a useful tool.
Yes.
Like if I'm imagining, let's assume that listener number one is pitching a movie. Let's assume. And I need to conceptualize what I'm trying to pitch. Instead of hiring an artist who's very expensive, I get a general idea of what I'm going for through this program, put it into the presentation or pitch, whatever, and خلصنا.
So we're talking about
It's a useful tool.
It's an
It's a
idea
useful
generator.
tool that removes the job from a
Somebody
concept artist.
It's a tool.
It's okay. So basically, we're
They
talking
took
about
our jobs.
Yeah, we're
No.
talking about something that's taking away jobs from actual people instead of going and hiring a scriptwriter or let's say whatever
Concept artist.
a concept artist. I'm getting this done through AI, so I'm not paying somebody, taking money. away
But
from
here's the
someone's
thing:
pocket.
you're gonna need the human touch eventually. Like I envision this as something in the initial
all do.
step. True,
We all envision it, but
We all envision a human
it's an
touch.
abstract concept
No, it ain't.
to some people, maybe.
to us it still is.
the fact that it is to you, number one, I'm saying is
Here's the question, okay? I never... Sorry.
I want to go back to what he was saying.
Go ahead. I'll tell
I
you
mean,
after.
it's for me, it is very primitive in terms of where it is as a tool, let's say, because right now it is still doing that, just copying and putting together things together. It hasn't reached the capacity of going and creating something that's
But that's the thing. It will never create for you.
truly
It can't
original.
create what it doesn't know.
That's what I'm thinking. Is there a point where it can get to a point where it doesn't have to learn anymore because it can create new things
But how?
without having to learn?
What's machine learning? It's running 1 billion simulations for it to understand every single aspect of how something is moving, right? So if it's doing the same thing, I don't think it will ever create for you.
Yes,
it will
it's-
always create something from what it already knows.
It's brute forcing reality, essentially.
That's what
Does
we're
that
doing.
that's a
does
great
that
way of putting
devalue it?
Yeah, this is what I want to get to. So I never understood the argument between artists and digital artists. Because when digital art started popping, because I remember when we were in high school, we were studying Photoshop and shit, right? So people were saying this is not real art. A real artist, you're grabbing, you're painting, you're drawing, you do everything by hand. But today, you can't look at a digital artist and say, well, he's not an artist, because he
Not
is
at all.
literally doing the same thing except on a tablet. And he will still create something that even you might not be able to do in regular art.
It's a medium.
True.
Yes,
It's a
but you
medium.
cannot say that about AI art
Why not?
because there's no human.
There's no artist.
There's no someone giving you that thought and feeling into building that thing.
But there is a
You're
human,
giving it commands.
but that's what I'm saying. That's human input. Without my commands, without what I'm asking you to do, my experience, although it might be very limited, honestly was pretty fucking exhilarating at the moment when I was doing it, because I was literally speaking words and things that I had imagined in my mind were being translated in front of me.
Yes,
You know.
that's what it's programmed to
Yeah,
do.
but let's say the level of sophistication or complexity or depth is at
It's
this
gonna get
point.
to a point that you look at the thing that you told it to do and you say, okay, see that circle over there? I want it to be a little bit smaller.
Exactly.
And it will basically start fixing
Yeah.
things for you.
So instead of having just giving it to general input and just accepting whatever it takes, I'll be able to shape it in a way to actually create something.
When it gets to that, where you have full control, because right now you don't have control. You're just putting in words, hoping you get the result that you want.
The way that I did it, okay, the software I used was basically you come up with an input, a text input, okay,
A prompt.
and you try to detail that prompt as much as possible in order to give you different variables. I'm talking in terms of color, in terms of size, in terms of symmetry, in terms of artist style, in terms of style of painting. And I could ask it to do a mosaic instead of doing, let's say, an oil painting.
You were talking about OpenAI.
I'm talking about
Disco diffusion.
Disco diffusion, okay.
Disco diffusion. So again, it's an extremely shallow jump into the pool. I still have no clue how far it goes.
But here's one thing.
The results it gave me, honestly, I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, this is actually really fucking good.
Yeah,
It's on a technical level, it's very good, but there's one thing that you can never replicate. Every single guy using this thing is basically just lacking anything that can signify to the world that this is something that I did.
exactly.
You can show me that, and you can show me a million other things that you've done, but there's no such thing as the Shamsi style,
The signature.
the signature. For example, like if I see a Mike Mignola drawing, 10 times out of 10, I can know that's a Mike Mignola drawing because he has a very distinct style. Mike Mignola is the creator of Hellblade.
Yeah,
You don't know him. He has a very distinct style. Same thing with a bunch of other comic artists and manga artists. Like, I can tell this guy drew this thing.
I think of John Romita Jr.
For example, you can tell. With AI, you can't tell this is Shamsi, this is Adel, this is Turks.
But
It's
does that
heavily based on luck.
does that
And
devalue it?
you are throwing a prompt and seeing what happens. There's nothing intentional about
Yeah,
it.
you have an idea of what the words that you want it to be to come up with the result that you want, but you don't have the idea of how do you really want it to look like.
To be
Not
done.
yet. Not yet.
Not to
yet.
look like to be done.
Not yet. But does that take away from its aesthetic value?
And that's where I get back to my...
Today,
yeah.
yes.
Aesthetic, no. But
Aesthetic,
value,
That's why I said aesthetic.
value, yes. It does.
And for me, that's where I get back to my point. Like, this is a good idea for a jumping off point. Let's say I imagine like I'm a struggling character designer. I have some things in my head, but I'm just not finding that spark of imagination. So I can, for example, I can draw, but if I input something into this and something that comes up and inspires me, I can take that and draw it in my own style and just go from there. That could be an actual application.
It's like if you have a movie script that you're trying to put some shots for you to have an idea how to shoot the movie. You go there, put in those words to give you an idea of how it looks like, but it's not something that you really create.
I get it.
But sitting down with a concept artist will give you a much better result.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's more detailed and it's just
No, it's a human to human interaction where you can convey way better than what you're trying to convey to an AI. For me, and I guess the AI art is a good tool to think outside the box. If I have an idea and it's built in my mind, but I just put in the prompt and see what the AI is going to come up with that is a little different from what I have in mind, just to see...
To just influence your process.
Yeah, see how else can I approach this.
I mean...
That's a sandbox.
That's these are all, I feel, legitimate ways of looking at it in terms of a tool.
I have one question.
At the end of the day, if you see somebody starting to post up art and the art is done in a way that is new or fresh or different and it's crazy and it speaks to you, and this guy starts getting traction and starts getting his people start actually buying his stuff, and then he comes out and says, yo, this was actually all done with AI. Is that going to devalue that art?
First off, you know it's
Credibility.
digital first because it's going to be a print. It's not going to be real paint. So you already know it's digital.
Okay.
So you're already going to have questions. That's a different approach.
Either way, there is digital art. Plus, the AI really knows how to mimic oil paintings and such.
Yeah.
I know, but you're not going to have an actual painting in front of you.
Yeah,
You're
true.
going to have to print
true.
it
It's
either
going to be
way.
a print. Oh, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
That's what I'm
Selling
saying.
it, yeah, it's going to be a print. But he's saying posting it.
But I have one question.
It's all about credibility. You gotta let the people know that this was made with AI.
Sure, but I'm saying
Yeah.
eventually.
But you can't
Here's a
pull the
question.
rug out.
Right now, you put in some inputs and it gave you something, the result, and that everybody loved. Do you consider yourself an artist?
Nowhere near.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Not in terms of that, but I feel like if I explore that and spend enough time on it, and I feel like you get my point.
Yes, I know. Any coder will tell you the
Yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
If I spend time,
Yeah.
I know exactly how to manipulate this to do exactly everything I need to do.
Exactly. Then at that point,
But at the
No,
same
but
point,
at that
still,
point-
you're not an artist.
At that point, you're a coder. You're not an artist.
Exactly.
But here's
I'm
one.
a coder.
Coding is an art. I don't want to offend anyone.
No, it's not an
Okay.
art. It's not.
No, no,
Coding
it's
is
not.
coding.
No, but I'm using code to create art at that point. I'm manipulating code to create art. I think at that point, the distinction becomes kind of blurry,
So code is your paintbrush.
basically.
In a sense.
In a
maybe.
sense. No, in a sense, yeah, kind of, pretty much.
But
How exact can you be?
That's my
depends-
question here. That's my
depends-
question. The question I want to ask is, if I input the same exact prompt, like let's say I draw, give me a sunlit beach, and I use the exact same prompt multiple times in a row.
It's not going to give you the same result.
Exactly.
And the reason for that, and that's
the second you
genius
put
of it.
that, you know that the second you put input that, it's going to give you 100 results already.
Yeah.
You ask for how many results you want, okay, and it can give you as many as you want, and the way it goes, it picks a random ass number and it starts going from there. Generates. خلاص, it understands the prompt. But if you limit the prompt to a point where خلاص, your parameters are super clear in what you want, it will still play within that box.
How far?
But keep in mind, when you type in, I want whatever design to look like a Rembrandt, whatever it is, right? It was already taught what a Rembrandt is.
Definitely.
So it already knows that that's a style.
Yeah.
So how do you create a style? You're just using whatever is available.
That was my question. That was my original question.
You're using whatever is available, but you don't have no style.
Yeah, and that is the next level, maybe perhaps here for this type of art. But right now we're still at that part where we're discovering how far we can actually push this and go with this. And right now I've like seen people that use it in a way that's kind of fucking scary, like how detailed.
Yeah.
And
it is
deep
impressive. It is great. I'm not saying no. I'm not discrediting that.
We think it's amazing. Everyone thinks it's amazing.
It is amazing. But until you get to a point where you can put in the same prompt twice and get the exact same result, I don't think you can be called an artist.
I think that's a completely bullshit fucking reason to
You're putting luck into it.
Yeah.
You're at best, you're a conceptualizer.
Yes, you're a conceptualizer, yes.
You're talking to someone who beats himself in the head to do whatever he needs to do.
I thought that was going to be...
That's between me and you. Don't worry about that.
No, but it's the same as the artist who يعني معلش حتى artists at the same time they go through the process of drawing something once and twice and 3 times and 5 times and 20 times and 50 times and then doing it again until they get it right. How many times have you drawn a hand?
Bunch.
Yeah, a hand.
Okay, no, but the effort that
but he's learning how to draw.
That's called practice.
Yes.
So you get to the point where you can paint the painting that you envision in your head.
I disagree, honestly. I think if you put in enough time into something and really figure out how you can master it and manipulate it as much as you can, then at some point you stop becoming just an amateur and you start becoming somebody who has a vision that can use his tools to create something.
Yeah, but that's you wanting to do that. That's an AI being taught to do that. There's a difference here. Two different worlds. It's very hard. Look, we've been talking about this stuff for like 15 minutes, and we still can't get a solution to it.
Yeah, it's because it's such a new field. It's a different way of looking at things. And at
audience,
the same time,
give us your take on this.
At the same time, like there's so much to explore here.
Shout out to Madid. It's a 1-1 goal.
Oh,
next question.
Go on.
Me and Hada. Oh,
Vasquez. Side dishes are always better than the main dish.
Oof.
What is your best side dish?
Better? No.
What is your best side dish?
Mashed potatoes, like parade mashed potatoes.
What?
Parade is a parade. Parade.
Pureed.
Pureed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I need to take a breath.
So basic.
No, it's like, how the hell did you get parade from pureed? Like, I'm astounded.
Bro.
So what's your best side dishes?
That's mine.
That's it? Potato?
Yeah, I'm
Mashed
a basic
potatoes?
man, my guy.
With gravy.
With gravy,
With garlic.
yes. Yeah, with all the accompanying, extras that make it the great
works.
thing that it is. Yeah.
Turks?
Okay. Rosemary baked potatoes.
All right. This is number 1?
Garlic bread.
Oh.
Especially when it's actually with cheese and it's filled with happiness.
I don't know, fries.
Wow.
Bro, okay, give us a more sophisticated palate,
depends.
my guy.
Like,
It
no,
depends on the
no,
restaurant.
fries are
It
an ocean. Like,
depends.
are you crinkle cut fries? Are you steak cut fries? Are you double fried
It
fries?
Are you McDonald's
With the skin?
fries?
It depends
McDonald's
on what am I
fries.
ordering, where am I ordering it, and what's available.
Yeah.
Also, sides are not always better than the main
I
dish.
totally disagree with that. one.
Rice.
It's not
I like
better.
rice. Like when I really enjoy.
What kind of rice? Biryani rice? Or
No,
yellow
no,
rice?
stir
brown
fry.
rice? Stir fried?
Yeah. Like,
Last question, fellas. Last
like
question. Last question.
the rice that comes
hungry.
in a bowl.
I'm hungry.
And
Stop.
Wait, rice comes in a bowl? I thought it came in the air. And it's like you levitated and you ate every individual grain of rice from the air.
like Chinese or Japanese or Thai, like really well cooked, different types of rice.
You want me to tell you an awful story? I saw this like yesterday for some weird reason. It just came up on my timeline. There was a Japanese show in the 90s. Look, whoever I'm following that's making these things pop up, like you're a weirdo.
What is it?
So they did this game show, right? So they brought these people and said, okay, like we have this game show we're gonna do, and whoever wins this contest will go on the game show. So this guy wins, and he's like an amateur comedian, right? And then they take him into a room, they close it down. This is with his will, so it's not like against his will, right? They tell him to get naked. Didn't tell him that there's a camera that's recording the whole time. They told him there's a camera, but he thought they're gonna do cuts, right? And basically the contest was, you have to do mail-in rebates and apply to all these like magazines and all these like little fucking things that you win. And the only thing that you can have in that apartment is where you can win through it. So if you want clothes, you have to go and start signing up to win clothes. All right.
Okay.
And he had to reach 1 million yen.
Okay.
before he can leave.
Which is not that much, is it?
That is
like
prison. That is
$10,000.
not a
That's
game
the
Oh,
show.
it's a
Yes.
lot? Okay.
Like
So
$100,000.
then it got so popping, they made it into a live stream, and he never knew. The only interaction he has is when there's a shipment coming in. So the guy stayed for a long time with no food, eating random things, and then he got rice, but he had no cooker.
Oh, shit.
Right? So after he was done, they told him like he reached 1 million. They came in, they told him he was asleep, still naked. They come in, they stop popping firecrackers in front of his face while he's asleep. Like, oh, you won. The guy is like lost. They're like, oh, you won a trip to South Korea. So they take him. I'm not done. They take him on a trip to South Korea. Guess what happens? They take him to a room.
Okay.
They close it down. They're like, you know what to do.
Do it again.
Hell no.
Yes. They're like, if you want to, this is another competition that you can win, but this time we're not going to ask you to go and like get 1 million. No, you just have to buy your business ticket back, right?
Okay.
Which was on like I think like 14,000 or something like that.
They flew him to South Korea
Yeah, as in
just to get in a room.
yes, just to fuck with him again.
Okay.
Yo.
So he goes in, he says yes, he gets naked, he knows the whole routine. He's been doing it for 11 months so far.
Okay.
that's conditioning.
It took him 11 months to get to the first million.
Fuck.
And then he gets to business class. I think first it was economy. And he got to it, then automatically they boosted up to business class without even telling him. So they kept him playing.
Okay.
And then when he got the money to business class quicker, because he's been doing it for 11 fucking months, they pushed it again to first class without
sake.
even telling him.
Push the zeg.
Yes. And then he made it to first class within 4 months. So, 4 months. And then they came and they're like, oh, done.
Fuck y'all. Badish.
Yes.
I'm staying in that room.
And
I'm not going out.
He wrote a book about his whole experience. It was the best
that's
Real
called
book.
life
kidnapping.
Squid Games. That's
Bro.
real life Truman Show. That's real life everything.
You
That's real
see
life
a
old
man
boy.
get tortured and everybody's watching it for enjoyment.
Bro, the
That is
Japanese,
Black Mirror.
It's Japanese. I just
Yeah.
for that, I just say
Yo.
it's the Japanese. As much as
One
I
last question before you go. I don't want to.
respect and admire their culture, they scare me.
I don't want to leave on this note. Let's do one last question.
Adel, they scare me.
How do you know?
They do. They actually do.
Can I ask? How do you know you're on the right path with what you're doing in life?
Oof.
You don't.
You don't.
No,
There you go.
no, do you feel right? Do you believe that what you're doing is right? When
Okay,
you
those are
reflect
all
on
words.
yourself?
No,
Yeah.
no.
What is
No.
right?
I have a
It's a
direction.
simple subject, really. We can explore it
Yeah.
now. In 15
I have.
minutes.
It's very simple. The way I look at it is this way. Like for me, I have a direction where I want to go, and that direction is hard, and I know it's hard. So all I do is I know where I want to be, and I work for it. Now, if I know I don't have the capabilities to be over there, then I need to check myself.
Yeah.
But if I feel like I am capable of being over there, then I work hard in whatever life gives me on my way to where I want to be. This is what I have to take.
Do you
You-
reset or pivot?
Well, that's the thing. You do look. You're always gonna pivot. There's no direction. There's a straight line.
Yeah.
You're always gonna pivot, but it depends. What are you pivoting to? Are you changing your whole life? What are you doing? It all depends.
It depends on if you have one goal or multiple goals. If your goals keep changing, or if you khalas, you have a defined. set
if
that
you
wanna
have,
get to.
well, here's the thing.
If you grow,
have-
your globes will change always.
exactly.
No, no, but see, and sometimes people have, let's say, a certain position in mind or a certain lifestyle in mind, and this is where I want to get to. In order for you to get there, you're gonna have to go through ups and downs and lefts and rights.
Yeah,
But so
okay.
when you get there, what do you do?
Well, that's the thing. You don't really ever get there because the second you get there, like Turkish just said a second ago, your priorities change. So let's say you wanted to have that business. Once you get that business, you realize, okay, no, I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I need to keep that business.
And then you start running another game and another game. This is life. Life just keeps going with more missions coming down the line.
I don't think it's a healthy thing to fixate on goals instead of fixating on who you are.
Your goals should define who you are.
I disagree.
No. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Your goals should be what you want to be. If you just said you want a
Okay.
lifestyle, right? You want a certain lifestyle. If this is what you want to be, that's going to be part of your goals. But you can't just want a lifestyle. If I want to be rich, I have to look at everything around me because rich is very vague, right?
Oh.
I have to look everything around me. What is rich to me? And then I set my goals according to what I have and to what I want. And if what I want means I have to go back to school, then that's something that I have to go do in order for me to get to whatever I want.
For me, it's mostly based on the idea: am I being a good person right now? Am I?
That is That is wealthy people talk.
That is some.
You're like, yo, what am I in life right now? What am I vibing to?
No,
That's some eat, pray, love shit.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I'll give
really,
you
really think about it.
Go ahead.
How many people have you met in life who chose to be cruel for no particular reason? Chose to be harmful. Chose.
that. True.
To me, like, I don't see that as a valid thing that you should do. Like, I actively choose kindness whenever I can. And to me, that is a goal in a certain type of way.
I agree.
It is.
I agree.
I agree with that as well.
But cruel people have a goal that they're
It's
striving
it's
for,
almost-
and they put blinders.
It's almost never worth it. Because at the end of the day, if you're reaching that goal and you're stepping on so many people in the way, you're going to be alone.
Uncle Scrooge.
It's not just about the cruelty. It's about also being true to who you are, like your own inner fucking voice. Like, okay, so it's life. Sometimes you end up getting dragged left and right by different
Maybe good,
reasons,
maybe
different people. Yeah. But at the same time, you know that in your head, whether I'm doing, this is the right thing or this is not the right thing. It's not something you cannot lie to your own voice.
You won't know that you're on the right path. But if you feel like you love what you're doing, you enjoy what you're doing, you feel like it's adding value to your life, it's not giving you any negativity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, if you feel like you're off track, if you feel like you don't feel right, if you feel like there's something off or wrong or missing, then you do need to
If
go
you
do
go
that.
to the same job every day and you don't like it, you need to ask yourself multiple questions. Is it the work? Is it the people? Is it the occupation that I chose?
Is it you?
Is it me? You have to ask yourself those questions in order for you to know exactly where you're going in life. If you're not asking any of those questions, then you will not know if you're on the right path or not.
True.
It just depends about who you are. And the number one thing is comfort, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't mean you're on the right path.
Comfort is bad.
Exactly.
Comfort means no growth.
So don't search for comfort. Comfort doesn't really exist.
Comfort is good, but when you get to comfort, you need to push yourself beyond.
No, comfort
Yeah.
is a goal, though.
Here's the thing.
know.
Stability can very easily become stagnation. So keep that in mind.
Bars.
And that one.
So
Bars.
you kind of know, you kind of don't know.
Sometimes it'll be good. Sometimes
Sometimes
maybe
we shit.
no. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this beautiful Sunday evening
It's been a fun one.
With football.
or Monday morning.
football.
يا أخي جاي يطلقكم.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I chose it myself.
عجبني mountains.
He accessorized.
It's purple and it's got mountains.
Yay.
Very pointy.
It's very known, the mountains of Madrid.
Do they not have mountains? Sure.
Yes, yes,
That's mountains, huh?
Yes, that's the mountains of Madrid, exactly. It's not abstract at all. It's
Yes,
just the
that's
mountains.
That's Mount Paella. That's Mount Guacamole.
Yes, yes.
Wow. Is guacamole Spanish?
What is the drink? I forgot the drink.
Sangria.
Sangria, there you go. Yes, Mount Sangria. I've always known Mount Sangria. Y'all want to bounce?
I'm good.
It's good.
All right, thank you everyone for joining us. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Wish y'all the best. Have a great week. And Thursday, let's see y'all at Gamers 8
Amen.
for the homies entitled and G. Then if you have time, stick around for Russ. I think Russ is going to be there. I think he's a good. You guys might enjoy him. I'm leaving the second Russ starts.
All right. I'm pretty sure you are. I actually have
Anyway, shout out to everybody.
very little doubt about
Wish y'all the best. We out.
We out.
Peace.
Faish.